Good morning. It is Thursday, August 14th. I'm Whitney Turner. Thank you so much for joining us for Catch Up Quick, WVLT's daily fastcast, airing 10:30 in the morning, Mondays through Fridays. We do want to get a check of your first alert forecast with meteorologist Sydney Sullivan. Enjoying the quiet for now, but you are tracking some rain later on.
That's right. The good news is it's not going to be near as widespread as it was yesterday and not near as heavy. Many of us yesterday picking up 1 to 2 inches of rainfall on average just yesterday. That's a lot of rainfall in a short period of time. So from flooding concerns to now drying things out, a welcome change for us. As we look at the big picture right now, we are nice and quiet. We've got clouds working on in across parts of the area, but finally burning off some of that fog. But it is going to be a steamy day. So to put things in perspective, typically speaking, we should be in the upper 80s. We're actually right on track for where we should be this time of year. Those overnight lows will dip into the upper 60s, lower 70s, so seasonable conditions. We have certainly been on a roller coaster with our temperatures over the last several weeks, really, to put things in full swing here. But as we go throughout the rest of the day, temperatures will top out in the upper 80s. So again, this is very seasonable, but it is going to come with some of those pop-up showers and storms. Not going to be a washout by any means, but you might be dodging those here or there throughout the day. But as we move into the next couple of days, we are heating things up even more. The return of the 90s is headed our way. So coming up in your first alert forecast, I'll have a closer look as to how long this warming trend will stick around and when even more rainfall returns to the area.
Sydney, thank you so much. Breaking news just into our newsroom a few minutes ago. We now know that big announcement from McGee Tyson. The airport just revealed Southwest is coming to Knoxville. The flights will start in March of next year, taking you to destinations like Dallas, Nashville, Orlando, and Baltimore. Our Sade Ray is at the airport right now. She's learning more about this big announcement. She's going to have a live report coming up on WVLT News at noon. Well, the TBI has released a new age progression photo of what Summer Wells would look like today. She was only 5 years old when she went missing from her Hawkins County home back in 2021. This shows what she may look like now at 9 years old. There's still no sign of Wells. The TBI says they hope these age progression pictures will lead to more information about where she could be. The active Amber Alert is still out for Summer, and they continue to follow up on any and all leads. If you know anything, call 1-800-TBI-FIND. 2 people in Middlesboro are now facing charges in connection with the death of a 17-month-old child. Police say that child was found unresponsive July 30th and later died at the hospital. The case was presented to a grand jury, resulting in the indictment of the child's parents. Lauren Gage is charged with murder. Dakota Spencer is charged with manslaughter. Both are held in the Bell County Detention Center. Right now, Knoxville police looking for 2 people accused of stealing a puppy right out of a store on Kingston Pike. Take a look at your screen. This is Bailey Hatcher and David Parrott. The 2 are accused and are charged with felony theft in this crime. We first showed you this video last week where you can see the suspects walk in the store, pick up the puppy, and walk right out without paying. That puppy was a miniature pinscher valued around $2,500. If you see the suspects or you know anything about where they could be, get in touch with Crime Stoppers. That number's inside your WVLT News app. Well, the next time you check your mail, you might want to be more careful. WVLT has been investigating the rising number of cases of check fraud. We discovered there were 15 police reports related to check fraud in the last 2 months. Reports from Blount County, Hawkins County, Granger County, and Knoxville. We spoke to business owners who have been affected by this. The 2 said that they had put a check in a drop box at the post office, but it was never delivered. They filed police reports and notified their banks, but this has caused lost money and a lot of stress.
Had an entire day of basically we just flipped the open sign on the door and just closed the shop down for a day because we had to get all of our debit cards that were on file with people no longer active. So we had to literally change everything in this office. Anything that was on the automatic bill pay had to get it changed.
The U.S. Postal Inspection Service says they're working on several cases of this right now. No one has been arrested yet. Inspectors are saying do not put mail in the blue drop box at the post office after the collection time listed. Instead, go inside, give it to an employee. And a reminder from the National Park Service, don't feed the bears. You could face jail time. Park rangers say someone was cited earlier this week for feeding a mother bear and her 2 cubs. There were also 2 separate incidents where visitors fed bears. This is illegal. It can be dangerous for the bears and for you. That's because bears learn quickly and they start seeking out humans for food. If you're caught feeding a bear, you could face up to 6 months in jail or have to pay $5,000 in fines. Right now, Sevier County is calling on Senator Marsha Blackburn for help. Newfound Gap Road has been closed for weeks due to a landslide, which could have a big impact on local tourism. The road is expected to reopen in October. That's when officials say they see a big spike in tourism as people head to Pigeon Forge and the Smokies to see the fall leaves. They say the closure threatens tourism revenue for Tennessee and for North Carolina. The city of Gatlinburg sent a letter to Senator Blackburn. They're hoping she can provide some financial help to speed up construction there. And we are finally out of that flood risk we've had the past couple of days. However, Chattanooga is recovering from Tuesday's storm still. At a news conference Wednesday, officials said they didn't expect so much rain and flooding to hit so quickly. There were more than 900 911 calls between 6 and midnight on Tuesday. Several people rescued from their cars and their homes. However, 4 people are confirmed dead due to the flooding. This includes a mother, a father, and their child after a tree fell on their car. Officials believe the saturated ground caused that tree to fall. The 4th man was someone who ran past firefighters and was swept away by the floodwater. The Chattanooga airport recorded 6.4 inches of rain on Tuesday. It's now considered to be the 2nd wettest day in Chattanooga history. The first was all the way back in 1879 when the city got almost 9.5 inches of rain.
And now, your first alert forecast with meteorologist Sydney Sullivan.
And we picked up a lot of rain here in East Tennessee, most of us averaging about 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. Fortunately, not quite as much as what they were dealing with there in Chattanooga. But we are finally drying things out here for the next couple of days. Not completely dry, but for the most part. We've got still a good amount of cloud cover as of right now, but finally breaking through that very foggy start we had earlier this morning. Now, isolated storms will still be possible. We're getting into a very typical summertime pattern now through the next couple of days. So we're not completely out of the woods, but it's very isolated. So still plenty of dry time, but we're heating things up. Today we'll be into the upper 80s. And then the 90s return. So if you have any outdoor plans this weekend, try and plan some of those outdoor activities on the earlier side, as it is going to be a steamy stretch of weather for us, and it's also going to come with some of those pop-up storms. So hour by hour, temperatures climbing into the upper 80s. Again, there is going to be that chance for a few showers in the forecast, but overall much drier conditions finally beginning to settle on in. So as we go throughout this afternoon, yes, we'll be in and out of the cloud cover. You'll see some breaks of sunshine on and off throughout the day. And then as the temperatures rise and the humidity builds, that helps to spark some of those isolated pop-up showers and storms. Overall coverage, though, it is very limited. So we're not looking at anything like what we were dealing with yesterday. So it's really just going to be very hit or miss type of activity. And then once the sun sets, most of that should begin to fizzle on out. We'll see calmer conditions as we kick off our Friday. Could start out with a good amount of cloud cover and some patchy fog, pretty much rinse and repeat, but not dealing with any widespread rainfall. So for that Friday morning commute, looking good to go. And then as we go throughout the afternoon and evening, rinse and repeat, those pop-up showers and storms back in full swing. But again, still lots of opportunities to head outdoors. So we're heating things up here, and the tropics are also heating on up. It's that time of year we see a little bit more activity building on in. August, September, and October, busiest months of the year as far as tropical development goes. We have 2 areas we're watching. The first one that's a little bit closer to home for the time being is right in the Bay of Campeche. Very low chance that this will develop further, so good news there, but we're keeping a very close eye on Tropical Storm Erin, which is projected to become a hurricane by Friday, and then potentially a major hurricane. So this would be a Category 3 hurricane or greater as we head on into late this weekend and into early next week. So we'll keep a closer eye as it continues to work its way closer towards the Caribbean. But fortunately here at home, we're not dealing with any major impacts, just tracking some of those isolated storms the next couple of days and the heat and humidity beginning to build, especially as we move on into the weekend. But if you have any outdoor plans, should be mainly dry with just a pop-up shower or storm.
Good news, Sydney. Thank you so much. Well, Department of Education Secretary Linda McMahon says she is getting Tennessee ready as the White House works to disband the Department of Education. Right now, Secretary McMahon is on a nationwide tour. She stopped by Grand Oaks Elementary yesterday, as well as UT. It all comes amid concerns about how funding cuts could impact schools across the volunteer state.
Our Title I funding comes from the federal funds, special education, IDEA funding, and so I think people were just a little antsy, and concerned about what was going to happen with those federal funds and were we still going to use that money for what it's designated for. And she definitely assured us that those funds are not going in.
McMahon says giving the power to the states will be the most effective method going forward.
We've seen more and more dollars put towards education with absolutely declining results. It is not throwing more money at it. And those states that have been the most effective, where we've seen scores continue to go up and climb, have been innovative within their states. It's not coming from Washington, D.C. So the best laboratories are here in the states, and let's allow that to flourish.
While the plan to disband the Department of Education has faced scrutiny across the country, McMahon did not face that opposition during her Tennessee visit. Meanwhile, UT switching from Nike to Adidas. They call the deal one of the biggest in college sports history. Tennessee will be Adidas's top school. This new 10-year deal ends a previous deal with Nike, which started back in 2015. This is a very complex deal, bringing a lot of benefits to the athletic department. Athletic Director Danny White says the partnership provides UT with a significant advantage, saying we take pride in our fan base and the competitive edge they offer us.
They made you and the Tennessee brand a priority.
This marks an important moment for our organization as we reestablish our partnership with the University of Tennessee.
UT says in addition to apparel, the new deal with Adidas will offer unprecedented NIL opportunities for student athletes across all 20 of the university's varsity programs. And the 2025 high school football season kicks off 1 week from tonight. That means this week it's dress rehearsal time, and tonight is Jamboree night across the region. We're getting right in the middle of it with our annual preseason show. We are live at night 1 of the KOC Kickoff Clinic at Halls. We'll be at the 5-Star Preps Jamboree taking place at Carson Newman University. Our partner Jesse Smithy will be with us to talk to Russell Bibbin as well about another exciting season of Friday Night Live. So be sure to tune in tonight. It's right here on WVLT at 7:30. If you live in North Knoxville, a reminder, crews are out spraying for mosquitoes today. It all comes after the Knox County Health Department detected West Nile virus in the area. That spraying is set to take place tonight between 8 and 10. People and pets, you're asked to stay inside if you're around. You can check the WVLT News app to find out which roads will be treated.
We the People, celebrating 250 years of America. Sponsored by Garza Law Firm.
And our year-long celebration of America's 250th anniversary includes interesting facts about our region, Tennessee, and the country. Today, we continue our celebration of the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II. On this date in 1945, Japan announced its surrender, marking the end of World War II. That surrender came just weeks after the U.S. dropped atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. World War II involved virtually every part of the world during the years from 1939 to 1945. It was the largest, bloodiest war in history. The National World War II Museum says 60 million people died in this war. Most were civilians. Well, thanks so much for joining us on this Thursday. Remember, you can stay up to date on WVLT.tv, in the WVLT News app, and on WVLT's social media pages. We're back at WVLT News at noon. We hope you join us.